All right. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Oh no.
Nope, this happened in our class the other day. She's on hold. She didn't share her screen. She went into a different call. Hold on, I need to message her and tell her she's not with us anymore. Are you, oh, are
All
you
right.
back? Okay, you're back.
Let's
I
try
was just
this
messaging
again.
you that you're on hold again.
All right. So, okay, so if we go back to the polynomials and its parts, we have this degree, and then the quadratic has the second degree. So if you have a positive in front of the x squared, it's going to be pointing. The arrows are going to be both pointing up. And then if you have a negative in front of the x squared, it's going to be pointing down. Okay, so this is what we're going to be focusing today, quadratics. And it's going to be in another section. So we're going to start with the quadratics, which is the parent function, and then later on, we're going to focus on the first form, which is the vertex form. So on the very first, just the intro so that everybody could remember what quadratics is. It's been taught to you like 2 years ago when you were a freshman. So let's update our new table of contents. And it's not set as background, so you won't be able to type. You need to set it as a background, set picture as a background. Okay. And after that, we could just update. Today's date is 9/17. And then we're going to start with quadratics, parent function. And these are just going to be class notes. So as soon as we completed this, then we could go to the second one, which is same date. And we're going to vertex. And then this one is going to be in Alex, R. So type those, and then we could already go to quadratic parent function. Okay, so quadratics function have 3 forms, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to copy those from the other class. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this quadratic, and you can also do that to me later once I posted it. And to be able to select boxes all at once, you have to click the boxes as well as the control and hold the control button. So right now I clicked on quadratic function, Then I click the control and then continue copying just 3, 4. Okay, and then I let go, and then I click Control C, and then I go to my notes for this section, and then put my cursor. All right, so if you want to move it, then you have to highlight them again and Control hold the control, and click all those boxes, and then you can move it from there. And then unclick. Okay, so go ahead and click all those boxes from my page in the content library. Then as you click each boxes, you have the control clicked also. And then go to your page and then paste. Okay, so we got 3 forms: the standard form, the vertex, and the factored form. They're all quadratics in such a way that the highest exponent would be at 2. You have a square here, you have a square in the vertex form, and you don't have a square in the factored form, but x times x is still x squared. So they're there is just separated. Okay, and the only thing that would separate these from each other is the parentheses. So you're always looking at parentheses, and the standard form doesn't have a parentheses. The vertex form has a parentheses, just one set, and it has a square. And then the factored form has 2 sets of parentheses, the xp and xq. Okay, so we can change the value of A, we can change the value of B, we can change the value of H, K, and all those. And in so doing, we are creating like little children of parabola. And to be able to create little parabolas, we have to start from the parent function. And we're gonna graph it here. And the parent function always has a format of just the x squared. So I'm gonna go back. To the other class and then copy this. All right, it's a very clean equation in such a way that it's only x and then the square. And this is where we're basing everything. This is gonna be the parent of all the parabolas. So to graph this, we are gonna do the 3 steps. We're gonna do these steps. So parent function is just the 1x squared. And from the vertex, we're gonna move 1 to the side and 1 up. 1 to the side and 3 up. 1 to the side, and 5 up. And then if we want to double it, the only thing that we're going to change is this 1, 3, 5. When we double it, we multiply each of them with 2. So instead of moving 1 up, we're going to be moving 2 up every time. Every 1 to the side, we're going to double the 3. So 6a, double the 5, 10a. But the side would be just 1. And then we're going to have a narrower parabola than the parent. And a very, very, very slim parabola would be 3x squared, because we're doubling or tripling the 135. Now it's 3915. Okay. But because we are just on parent function, we're just going to focus on this 135 movement. Okay. So for the parent, we're going to draw using the draw tools. So click the notebook, click on draw, and we're going to use the pen. So find the pen, and then change that. Okay, I'm going to change it to lava, and then pick the biggest one before the plus. Okay, and then this is what I'm going to use for my points. So the parent function started from the origin. And that's your origin. So put your first point in the middle. Okay, our parent is Adam and Eve. They're our original parents, the same way here. We're starting from 0, 0. And then after this, we're going to follow this movement. 1 to the side and 1 up. Okay, so from the origin, we're going to move 1 to the side and 1 up. And then 1 to the side and 3 up. So 1 to the side and 3 up. 1, 2, 3. And then 1 to the side and 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And that's half of the parabola. We're just gonna do the same way on the other side. 1 side, 1 up. 1 side, 3 up. And then 1 side, 5 up. That's how we are going to be graphing parabolas. Okay. And we can connect this. Then we got arrows. All right, so we can also describe this by its domain, range, relation type, x-intercept, y-intercept, and vertex. Okay, the domain here, this is gonna go to the left forever and to the right forever. So our domain is gonna be all real numbers, and I'll just go back and copy those. Okay, so this does not look good. Control X, Control V. So if they clumped up together, you could highlight it and then Control X would be to cut it and then Control V to paste. So Control X. Control X. Change Control. Copy. Control. All right. So domain, it goes to the left forever and it goes to the right forever. So it's going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. And if we both have those two infinities, then it's all real numbers. Okay, for the range, we don't have any point here at the bottom. So the lowest point is 0. And then it goes up. It's an arrow, so it's going to the positive infinity. Okay, if we remove the positive infinity, we're just going to write the y and 0. And then the alligator eats the y, meaning that the y is going to be bigger and 0 would be the smallest number. Okay. And then for the relation type, if you look at this 2 points after the origin, after the vertex, we have 1, positive 1. And then the other point, we have a negative 1, comma, positive 1. So from here, we have two values of x for every value of y. The value of y is positive 1 as well as positive 1 on the other point. So we could say that the relationship is many to 1 because we have two values of x for every value of y. So many to 1. And then the x-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. It crosses in the middle in the origin, so it's 0, 0 if we're looking at the x-axis. And then if we're looking at the y-axis for the y-intercept, it's also in the middle at 0, 0. Okay, so our y-intercept and x-intercept is at the same point as well as the vertex. It's also in the middle. The vertex is the lowest point of the parabola. Okay, so that's an intro to a parent function of quadratics. And what we're gonna do today is to change the values of the quadratic using the vertex form so that we get the little children of this parent function. And we're gonna start with vertex form today. So I'm gonna copy this and then move it on the second page. So if we're looking at the calendar, we have till the 25th for new lessons. So we're just gonna be working on these 3 vertex form from today, tomorrow, and then another form on Monday, 21, 22, and then another form on Wednesday up to Friday, the factored form. And every time we finish a form, we're going to give you a quiz. So expect that we're going to have little quizzes every time we finish a form. And that would lead us to the finals. Okay, your finals is going to be on Wednesday after that week. And if your grade is already A or B or C, you don't have to worry about your finals. You are in a good position. So if you fail the finals, it's just gonna bring your percentage lower. So if you have 75, it's just gonna go to 73, which is still a C. Or if you have an 89, then it's just gonna go to 87. But if you are failing, then you need to really work on your finals. So the finals is not gonna matter that much, but your quizzes and your classwork and your practices are the ones that are gonna make a difference. Okay, so yeah, the next one is gonna be the vertex form, and you're gonna click this later. But before we do that, let's answer the blanks here so that once you start the activity, you would know which one to look at, which letter. Okay, so I copied the form earlier, and then I'm just gonna make it bigger so that this is the hero of this page. All right, so pay attention to A, and A is the number on the left side of the parentheses. Pay attention to the minus H. And pay attention to K. All right, we're gonna be applying transformation. Transformation is when you move. So to be able to get little parabolas, we're gonna be moving them to be able to get the vertex form. Okay, and if the graph is upward, if A is positive, okay, we're talking about this A. A is upward if A is positive, or the parabola is gonna be downward if A is negative. And then let's leave this blank because we're not gonna stretch our parabola. But the most important thing here, because this is a vertex format, is looking at the vertex. So the vertex is the main thing here. And it's gonna be at control copy, H comma K. Okay. So H comma K is the same as X comma Y. It's just that x comma y is gonna be a this is a generic point, but if you see hk, this is a point in the vertex. And that's why you are gonna needing the hk, because those are the points in your vertex form. Okay, that's the only main point that you are gonna be focusing on to be able to create this vertex form. So Eulalia, you don't have it? Is there anyone who doesn't have this one? Besides Eulalia? Okay, yeah, you don't have yours. Okay, so I pasted it there, and then I'm gonna make this a subpage so that your quadratic table of contents is your main section. All right, so who else doesn't have that? Let me know so I could just right click it. Okay, Joanna, I wonder what happened. It's like selectively. Okay, so thanks for letting me know. This technology is weird. Yeah. Who else? Okay, cool. So those are the introduction. The most important thing is vertex. And then this A. So AHK. Now click this link. And this is the new one at Desmos, because once you click this, you're going to go to a page wherein you would see all the activities, and you just click what we're going to do today, click start, and make sure that if you're on that page that you're gonna put that as your favorite, because all the activities are gonna be there from now on. Okay, to do this, you just right click, look for the link, and then open the link. Or if it opens on the edge, just copy the link and then open a Chrome and then paste. Okay, and then you're gonna click join. You're gonna do this just for the first time. And then make this your favorite. And then click the start. Okay, this activity is about vertex form. But the first question is select the graph that best represents your stress level over the past week. We're not going to show it to everybody. It's just try to see which of this represents you. So think of your stress level. Is it going up? Is it going up and down, up and down, up and down? Is it just no stress at all? Or is your stress going down? And then explain your thinking here. So it's just checking in. Emmanuel, you just need to click this part open it, and you don't need the code. Miss Robbins. Miss Robbins? Okay, so there's 3 of you who already clicked the start. Just 2. Okay, so please let me know if you're having trouble because you're gonna have a quiz on this tomorrow. Okay, click this, and then once you're inside, click start. Okay, so Anna don't have the page 2. Copy Anna. Does everyone doesn't have it? Oh my God, so everyone doesn't have it. Okay, so my bad. I'll distribute this. Cross notebook. So everyone doesn't have this, doesn't have that. Okay, so if you're those 2 students that didn't have it, that has 2 pages, just delete one of them. Okay, so at the end of this activity, you should be able to answer this question here. Okay, cool. All right, so the first 2 pages is just checking in. And then the third page doesn't have anything. Okay, the question starts on the 4th page. Okay, so we got 6 kids. The rest of you, how many are you here? All right, Cruz, let me know if you are having trouble. Monique, Brenda, Ruben.
Yes, I'm back just in time to start name dropping people who aren't logged in yet.
I was calling them. I was
my favorite part, calling people out. Hey, where you at? Getting Desmos.
Eduardo, Jade, Berenice, Berenice, Anthony.
Miss, did you say my name?
Who said it?
Aaliyah.
Aliyah? No, I was gonna. Can you get in?
No, I cannot.
You cannot? Okay. So Berenice,
No.
Aliyah, the page is, I just added the page. See the 917 graph vertex? There's a link on top. You can copy it or
There's
open.
a what, Miss? I really hear you. You're glitching out.
Do you see my screen?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Not really.
Okay. So the 917 here, the second 917 in the table of
Okay.
contents, you open that, and then there's a link on top. Okay. You right click the link, and then if you want it to be in Chrome, you have to copy the link. Once you copy it, you open Chrome and then paste. Okay, it's gonna bring you to a page. You have to join it. And the first one is the one that we're doing.
If you're
Quadratic.
talking, you're on mute. Berenice asked for the code. I got another message about the code.
Okay, so you don't need a code.
Are you
just,
talking to us? Oh,
yeah.
I can't. I was on mute. I can't hear. My bad. Now I'm good.
Okay.
I'm like, either you're on mute, I'm on mute. I'm not on mute. My sound was muted. Hot mess. Hot mess over here. Sorry, y'all.
So yeah, it doesn't need a code. Just
Is it that HKH3TR one?
yes. You have to go to the link though. There's the link, and it's gonna give you to this page. And this page has all the other activities. You're gonna click on the one on the topmost. So Miguel, that HKH3TR is our new classroom. So once you have this, add this as your favorite, because this is also one of the places that we give the assignments to you. Besides the Alex, we give you the Desmos. So this one is a new Desmos page. And you're not going to need a code anymore. Just go to this student.desmos.com, and then you would see there all the activities that we're going to give you. Okay, so once we're there, the first two pages are just checking in. Okay, there's no right or wrong there. Just spend a little bit, like 2 minutes. And then the question really start on slide 4. And there's a question for slide 6. All right. So for slide 6, if you're in slide 6, these two lines here are just directions. And you would know that these are directions because of these two quotations, 2 quotes. That means it's not going to graph, it's just telling you what they are, the direction. So on the first line, it says vertex form, and this is the format. Okay. This form is called vertex form because we're always looking at the vertex. And here is the vertex for this graph, 0, 0. Okay, and the second, it says type an equation in vertex form on the next line that will graph a parabola that goes through the 3 blue dots. Do not type A, H, or K, but replace them with numbers. So you need to be able to make a graph in vertex form here on the next row so that it covers these 3 points. Okay, and you're not going to type A or H or K because you're going to replace them with numbers. Now, if you don't know what A, H, and K, you have to go back to the 4th and play with those letters. What happens if you change the value of A from negative to positive? Right now we're positive, then we are in negative. And adjust your graph so that each square is going to be 1 unit, 1 unit. And this is what happens with A. It flips your graph. Okay. And then for H, as we go to the positive 10 and we go to the negative 10, that's what happens. Okay. Positive 10 goes to the right, negative 10 goes to the left. And remember, we have a minus in the equation. Okay, now for K, if we have positive 10, as we approach 10, the vertex goes up. Okay, and you can put a point on the vertex because that's your direction. And as you move to the left, what happens to the vertex? H, what happens? Okay, so how are you going to form these babies? What are you going to change so that it's different from the parent? And if you want, you could just copy this format
Miss,
here.
can you say it again?
So we have the parent function at 0, 0, right? Now you need to change the values of H so that
Isn't it going to be a negative, like you're going down?
yeah, the K is outside the parentheses. So there are two numbers here, the H and the K. H is inside the parentheses.
It's the opposite.
And it goes to the left and right, horizontal. So
It goes to the left or
okay,
the right.
very good. So it depends on the signs too, right? If it's positive, it goes to the right. If
Yes.
it's negative, it goes to the right. And then the K is outside the parentheses. What happens if I move it closer to 10? Where does it go? And then if I move it to negative side, where does it go? So you have to pay attention to this. And then on the fifth, you're just going to describe the changes that each of this letter do to the form. Okay. So here, you can just copy this equation for slide 6, control copy, and then control V. And then just replace your K with, our vertex is 0, 0, so H would be 0, K would be 0. So replace those numbers. Okay. And then if I adjust my point, this is one side, one up. One side, one up. So that means that my is a 1. Okay. If I put a 2 here, it becomes narrower because now it's going one side 2 up. If I put a 3, it's even slimmer because now it's one side 3 up. But we just need the parent function. 1:1. So that's how you're gonna do number 6. And then number 7, we have this colored babies, and we have the parent here in the middle. So change those 0 zeros by finding their vertex. And all of them is pointing up. So this is positive 1. And then when you move to 8, the purple is going to be pointing down, the blue is going to be pointing down, the red is going to be pointing up, pointing up, pointing up. Again, you just need to copy the formula and Control V. So Emmanuel, just this is a parent function. So when you adjust, you're gonna see that it's 1:1. So just type our equation in the parent function. Just do this x squared. That means that everything is 0 except for the a. All right, Jesus, you get extra x outside. So now you have a cube. Okay, your x here inside the parentheses is squared, so you have an x squared. And if you have another x outside, it's multiplying another x. So now you have 3 x's. And that's why you have a cube. So remove the x. We go back to polynomials. This is the x. This is the s. You're doing cubic.
UPS guy's here. While you all were doing the first few slides, I was messaging with Mr. Skiles, the history teacher. So if any of you who took the civics exam today took it for Mr. Skiles, he is not putting that grade in the grade book for his class. So you don't have to worry if you failed the civics exam for Mr. Skiles' class in his class today. He's not putting a failing score in the grade book for that test. So it's just about the graduation requirement. For him personally, he's not putting that score in the grade book. So you don't have to worry about it negatively affecting you if you did fail. And just because you failed the civics exam doesn't mean you have to retake the whole class. You'll just retake the test next time it's offered. Even if you're not in the class anymore, they'll send you an invite saying, hey, we're offering the civics exam at this time or this place, whatever. And then you just show up online at that time and take it. Brandon, Monique, Veronice, Eduardo, Cruz, not Eduardo, Cruz, Veronice, Monique, Brandon, are we, it's not letting you in or what's going on? How come we're not even on number 1 yet? 1 and 2 weren't even math problems. It was just about yourself. And like, it's like a temperature check, almost like a mood check-in.
Checking in.
Thank you, Brandon. Thanks, Monique. Yeah, those first 2 are just about yourselves. Number 3, you don't even have to do anything. So just click through 1 and 2 real quick, and then you're already on number 4. I just suggest not avoiding this activity because this is only one of the forms and we still have the others to do next week. So it's not like it's disappearing tomorrow. So don't avoid it. Try it, get your question asked, get your question answered.
We're gonna even monitor it so that we could guide you as you move along. Once you started it, it becomes very easy.
Ooh, I love that one. Yeah, once you start getting kind of into the habit of like knowing that the letter H in that equation is about the X value of the vertex, and then the letter K is about that Y value, the more you practice it, the more it starts committing itself to memory, and the less you have to look back or think, wait, what was that letter again? Wait, what was that letter again?
And I think the one that's gonna be a struggle at first would be the H because it does the opposite. Remember that the equation is minus H.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you put minus a number, you're expecting that it's going to the left. It's the opposite. It's going to the right because a minus 6 is minus plus 6. The minus is already in the equation.
Yeah, like it doesn't act as a negative symbol to the number that comes after it. Mm-hmm. The X minus is just a part of the equation. So if an X, like that red parabola on the screen that's being shared that Emmanuel did, that one sitting over on the left. So that one was something like X minus minus 4. Where you had like 2 minuses in a row.
Yes, which is negative times negative becomes a positive. So a negative 4 would go to the left. Plus the other minus. So it should be a plus 4. Eduardo, to put the number here, you click the vertex. That is a 0. Then put a 0. Okay. And then copy this to, or open the keypad, and the A squared is at the bottom here. Cool. And then put a square. Open the keypad and put a square. And then add another 0 outside. Good job. Okay, so you can move, and you're gonna change the 0, 0 by clicking these vertex. And that's why we are working on vertex form, because we're only gonna look at the vertex. Berenice, you could copy this and just change the A, H, and K. So copy, then paste, and then change your A's, change your H, change your K. It's gonna be depending on the vertex. HK is the vertex. Which number, Miguel? This one? Okay. So you're working on the blue one. It should point downward. Then you need to change the A. So it's either positive or negative. Yep. Cool. So I wonder if you recorded, if it's showing the screen too.
If it's showing like the other screen that you popped out into?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so
Well, the recording's still going. Don't you want to stop the recording or no?
yeah, so I'll stop since we're done.